Challenge on towards Andreezy on the sledge. Doesn't want him doing too much work with that hammer opening up those vertical angles, but just conscious there could be a push in and around meeting as well. We've got 3 G2 players up on the top floor right now, but they're not really preventing any of this vertical reconstruction going on from Virtus Pro yet. They are largely being left alone to operate at will inside of admin, but of course it's not vertically above the site, so not necessarily the end of the world, so long as G2 aren't too keen on playing inside of visas, which for the time being it doesn't look as though they are. They find it much more important to hold these angles and keep them out of meeting. Andreezy absolutely no idea that Citizen was at the top of Spiral there and runs headlong into the Mozzie, being shut down summarily, and off Citizen goes over the rail and away to fight another day.
They've got this triangular setup here with someone playing at the top of Spiral, one playing at front desk, and one playing inside of console itself, looking through connector, which just means it's really hard for Virtus Pro to get the control they need on the top floor for this full cover. That means that G2 can't play the vertical angles though, so it's kind of a stalemate, but then you've got to worry about the player in anti-playing below, and it's Kayak, hits one, can't get the second, will convert it in the end with a little bit of assistance, but it's Milan all by himself. Virtus Pro being stalled out on the top floor. They're going to see the clock elapse as Hungry collects the final kill. Round number 1 going the way of G2's quite convincingly. About the vertical control, we need to get the garage wall open. A lot of things to do, but the problem is without your thermite, guess what? That wall is not being opened up, so now they're a little bit stuck, Ace. Where do you go from here? The answer is probably not very far, because Citizen, he's like a kid that's running around behind you in the darkness, poking in the back and then running away, giggling to himself. That's 2 kills that he's found in that manner this round.
Where do you go? You go right into the gun barrel of the Mozzie, and then Pasha, he gets downed while trying to find the man in bathroom. Virtue, if he steps out here, will get the kill. There is a Toxic Babe canister there, just doesn't seem to be quite finishing the man off, but Yonka will do the job with the Nitro. Citizen with a 3rd on the round, great for him. Doesn't matter that Karjek has shut him down, but that is a big double there. 56 seconds left to go. Time is on his side, but health is not. Down to about 5 or 6 HP, and a lot of work to do here for the Buck. Tries to open up the verticals, will find one, but doesn't manage to get any shots to land. Those steel joists just making it impossible for the bullets to find their way through. Karjeka takes a breather on the stage. He can't be hit with any nitros from there. The explosives will not penetrate that surface, so he needs to find kills before heading downstairs, but that time is ticking by now, Des.
And look at this from G2. They said, right, 2 of us have had a go. We both failed. Best plan? Just pull back and play defensive. Just let him come to us. We know that the diffuser is down in this case. We know that he is all by himself with no time left, no HP in a 1 versus 3. It's going to tick away, and G2 will be taking round number 2. Ace, they've really got to keep a closer eye on Citizen because he's having an absolute field day here on Consulate. Whilst another repels in, but then you just risk being shot by Citizen who's playing inside a coffin. This is really rough, and now they've got Rask in a more ideal angle again. Does he really want to step across here when you know there's a pulse playing from below? Probably not.
It's that man again. 3 rounds, 3 opening kills, and 3 of them going to Citizen. Simple as that. Getting his team off on the right foot once again. Now Virtue, they just can't move him at all. Citizen gets a 2nd on the round, and that is now his 7th in the game, Des. This is unbelievable. Virtue from in behind that mirror window finds the kill onto Pasha and shows exactly why that position is so important. And there's a really interesting thing happening previously, Des, and when those Hibana pellets were being cleared off, nice shot from Karz there. The Hibana pellets were being cleared off by Kayak from inside of Visa. He was shooting up through the hatch to keep that mirror window in place, and we see why it's so important with Virtue getting an important kill from there, and another round going by the wayside for Virtus Pro here.
It's honestly a beautiful setup coming out of G2. The mute jammer behind the mirror window in the break room, they had no idea how to deal with that. And when they thought, okay, maybe we've got something going here, there's even a mute jammer hanging around inside of near vending behind the reinforced wall. So there's no longer angle to protect it to the top of yellow. And as it closes out, that was one of the, probably, if not the most dominant defense I think I've ever seen. They're not quite sure what to do. The drones were raining in just a second ago to give them more of an idea. But when you're staring up against, again, a mute and a Mozzie denying all this information from you, you're a little bit starved for options when you just can't collect the information to make good decisions.
Virtus Pro just stalling out again and suffering for it. Pasha was on that staircase for a good 30 to 40 seconds there, trying to challenge onto Connector, getting absolutely no joy, not being given the angle. G2 are doing very well at not over-peaking things. They've he's been caught out there at 5 versus 1. It just doesn't matter. Hungry mops it up. That's the
Control
round.
the piano, get rid of the Kyle Electro claws, and then get the wall opened up. We are at 45 seconds remaining, and they still haven't cleared this wall out, and they are still losing members. Down goes Karjeka to the Z4. Again, this wall's still electrified. It's got to go. If it doesn't go, they can't open the wall, and they find themselves in a similar spot where they're forced to go for some really wonky backstairs attack to try and make this happen.
Clever placement of the Kaid Electroclaw, and one I'm sure that you'll be seeing taken into ranked as well. Very difficult to clear out without the Thatcher. You can't get a direct angle onto it. They've finally got there, so that will be the wall opened up. You've got to do it more from the stage area so you can get the angle down underneath that little area, or use your explosives, use some utility to counter it. But right now, 4 versus 3 as Milon gets himself a second on the round, and Virtus.pro, they're looking in command for the first time here, but completely unaware of Jonker's location. He gets a freebie. He downs another. It's 1 versus 2. Time's running out, and G2 win on that basis. Jonker does just enough to stop Virtus.pro getting it over the line, and that, I think, is why he's got the cash. Just hope that they don't stall out this time as they did last time, that they were able to get themselves established inside of admin. Jonker just hiding away at the top of Visa Stairs. I'm not sure they're aware. He's missed his opportunity for Pasha, who moves around to Spiral Stairs. Milon looks to make the challenge, and they are aware. Andreezy shuts him down. Much better from VP, but look who it is. Citizen manages to get himself one. I commented on how important Virtue has been so far in this game. The kills might not show it, but his contribution has been big. He gets himself a Nitro at a vital time there, which swings the man advantage back in the favour of G2, and he doubles down. He gets a headshot onto Pasha. 4 versus 1 now. G2 are running away with this. It is all theirs on Consulate. They are denying applications left, right and centre from Virtus.pro here. They are not allowing them into the building barely. This is unbelievable from G2.
It's a bit of a different setup, and I love that twice today now we have seen an Oryx use in the first instance, and this time round it's going to be the Aruni. There with the one-hit punch or one charge coming through onto a castle barricade, instantly destroys it so you can take the gunfight, and Citizen, poor guy, couldn't collect his 11th kill because someone else, I believe it was Kayak, had already collected it. You had C4s coming up from below, the longer angles being contested by Citizen. There's just always another layer to this defense coming out of G2, and with 30 seconds to play, with nothing but a dream that he might be able to get something for his team in this attacking half, Karjeka once again finds himself staring off against a multi-man stack coming out of G2. Last time round it was 3, this time round it's 4, but they'll be going into the defensive half of this map with that wonderful match point flashing across the screen every single round.
I think we may be honestly on the verge of seeing this here. Hungry will shut down.
He's not moved away from a drone all round long. Where normally you see players like toggling through their teammates, oh, what's he looking at right now? What's going on? See what extra info I can provide. He's sat on the drone pretty much all round so far. Rask with a great vertical kill. The painful thing being, they knew he was around here as well, just didn't expect him to step back into that spot as Hungry looks across at exactly the wrong moment.
I love that from Rask. That's straight out of Latam, is that type of kill. Pino, an absolute demon of just playing prone underneath the windows and getting kills exactly like that. And nice to see those little manoeuvres transferring from region to region. It was something that was suggested before we got in here. You know, Virtus.pro will have no doubt been scrimming those Latin American teams through SI, given that they weren't able to compete. It's a good opportunity to play top-level opponents without giving anything away for the tournament. So maybe something that's been picked up there, but it was beautifully worked nonetheless. 4 versus 3 now. Virtus.pro have an advantage, but it's ripped away from them by Virtue as he finds a kill onto Andreezy inside of that difficult meeting position. Tries to use a nade to clear out a man or the Maestro, but he won't get any joy on either. 3 kills come in quick succession for Virtus.pro, and they managed to get their first round on the for any information that they can get. They've obviously got the SAM cams out from Jonker as well, so they're just building a picture right now, trying to locate these Virtus.pro defenders and trying to just put them into as difficult a position as possible. Coming in towards the final minute now, G2, they're going to be looking to get themselves into a position to execute very soon. I
was thinking a moment ago, Pasha, I was going to say, surely you saw that coming from above, but 2 fall in quick succession, both, well, one going the way of Hungry, after his earlier opening kill. Cuts him onto a double in the round. Milon and Andreezy are going to start sweating a little bit now, I imagine. It's the Maestro and the Mirror, all the M's to try and stop the L coming through here as well. Looking at the grenades on the side of, say, Virtue, they've got a lot still to throw at them. The kitchen sink and then some. The best way to describe it. The wall finally going to get it opened up here, and now we can start thinking about this plant coming in as the defenders force slightly further back here inside a cafeteria and inside a security office.
Andreezy just trying to hold that angle out onto yellow stairs for the time being. Also using his mirror window. Now he sees the man come down, tries to make a challenge, will not be successful. And Milon, I think, just shot out the Gemini there. So that is just again more information being gathered. That was what we saw move down the stairs. Andreezy does find Jonker, so that's a great start for Virtus Pro. 4 versus 2 though. Kayak's going to have the opportunity to get this down. I think the Maestro cam was too late in, but Kayak does have to drop off it. He will start planting again though. It doesn't matter. Citizen comes in round the back there, finds himself a double, closes it out, and it's all smiles for G2 as they close out a big first win for their new look roster.